up, bros? Welcome to the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we got a few things that we're going to be discussing in Weekly Watch. And after that, we got a couple things in 4K Spotlight that we're going to cover just real quick. They weren't like the biggest items, so that's why we're not going to do like a full-blown thing about it. But yeah, so we'll cover that real quick. And then after that, we will get into this week's headliner, where we will be breaking down If.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah. So without further ado, let's say we get on into this.
Let's do it.
This is Failing Hollywood with me, Billiam, Grant, and your host, Mikey T. We work in film, and it's terrible. Yeah,
there's like strikes and stuff, and then COVIDs and stuff. And
I keep a toaster next to my bathtub.
Yeah, because we work in props. That's why.
We work in props. That's why. Not because I want to die.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you kept your soap hot. Flick it down, heat it up before you rub it all over your body.
All right, starting off with 4K Spotlight. Yeah, we didn't get like a special presentation made up for this one. There's just a few movies that are coming out. Oh, well, I guess I could pull it up while I'm talking about it for those of you that are watching instead of listening. But anyway, Rose, would you like to tell them about what it's going to be when I actually get it pulled up?
Yeah, I would love to. So coming out in July, we got a couple of movies hitting the physical media market. I don't know why I said it like that. The biggest one I feel is Civil War, the new A24 film, which I saw in theaters. I thought it was just, the more that I think about this movie, the more it unfortunately goes down for me. I just thought it was okay. It was all right. The last 10-20 minutes, I will say, definitely captivated me, especially the ending, how it leads into the end credits. Very, very messed up. But other than that, it's not my favorite A24 film. I've definitely seen them do better than this. But teach their own. Maybe other people like it. I'm sure they do. It's just not my favorite. So with this one, we're getting just a regular 4K and Blu-ray. For those watching, you can see that I'm pretty sure this was the freaking teaser poster. And it's just
freaking basic,
which is why I like the Amazon exclusive better, personally. That
one's sick.
Right? So the first one is you see a bunch of helicopters circling above the Statue of Liberty. Now, kind of like Caleb said, it's basic. It's all right. It's decent. It's kind of cool a little bit, but it is basic. But the Amazon exclusive, I love so much more, because it is a close up of the flame in the hand of the Statue of Liberty, and then freaking what is it, like a bunch of soldiers camped out? Is that what it is?
I think those are sandbags or something.
Oh, my bad.
And then they have snipers from the top.
Okay. That is just freaking cool. So if I can ever get the Amazon exclusive on sale, I will definitely pick this up.
Even though you didn't like the movie?
I don't know, man. If I can get it on sale for $10, I'll pick up that cover.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a pretty sick
discounted rate.
Yeah. I'm not paying full price. F that. Then next up, coming to Blu-ray, we have Challengers, the new Zendaya movie, which I heard this was pretty damn good. I heard Zendaya was absolutely incredible in this. So I'm very, very interested in checking this one out. Probably not gonna blind buy it, at least at full price. But if it goes on sale, for $15, yeah, I could definitely see myself picking it up.
Yeah, this is one I kind of want to watch. Like
Yeah.
I've heard enough good about it because I didn't really plan on ever watching this because it's tennis. Like, who gives a shit?
Damn.
But yeah, I don't like. There's some sports I don't really care about. And it's like it's a lot of the big ones. Like football, I could give two flying shits about.
Hey, same.
Same with baseball, and actually, it's any sports movie really. Actually, boxing. I'll watch boxing. I'll watch hockey, and that's it.
You know what? I probably agree with him.
Yeah, anything else, it has to be like, I don't even know about like NASCAR. No, probably not NASCAR. I was thinking like any racing, like BMX. Probably not.
Fair enough. But yeah, so that's coming to Blu-ray this month as well. Next up, we have Tarot. I heard that this movie sucked. It was awful, but do I still want to see it? Damn right I do. I love a good bad horror film. And the trailers like just always freaking captivated me. So if this is, I would assume this is, since this is Sony, this is probably going to be added to Netflix shortly after its release. So I'll watch it there and we'll see how bad it is. And you know what? If I didn't think it was that bad, maybe for a cheap price, I'll add it to my collection.
Is this one that was unintentionally bad?
I don't think so.
You think it was like intentionally, like,
Well,
not well done?
No, I'm sure they tried. I don't know, when it comes to like these kind of, cheap ass horror films, this reminds me a lot of Ouija that came out years ago. Like I guess when you do a horror movie based off it was a board game, this a card game, or well, okay, it's not really a card game, but you know what I mean. You're probably not going to like make a what's the word, a well-developed plot that's like very takes itself seriously, that like makes complete sense. It doesn't try to put in some shit that doesn't, is basically kind of make believe. Like no way could that happen in real life. And so I'm sure that this movie's going to be like Ouija. But I hope that I enjoy this movie more than Ouija, because I hate Ouija. I thought that first movie sucked, whereas the second one, Ouija Origin of Evil, was actually pretty damn good. So hopefully I like Tarot as much as I liked the second Ouija, but we'll see.
Fair enough. Dude, I want to see a movie like this where it's like a future prediction thing, where someone gets a card that basically means that they're safe, and then they just walk around with complete and utter plot armor the rest of the movie. Like, I want their friends to be like running around dodging like incoming like projectiles and shit, and they're just like nonchalantly just walking through the house or whatever like situation. I want one of those so bad.
Okay, you bringing that up reminds me of, have you ever seen Final Destination 5?
No.
Okay, so
I think I've only ever seen the first one with you.
Okay, fifth one, the best one in my opinion. There's a character in the fifth one that, like when they find out, they escape death, and death doesn't like to be cheated, and so it starts picking them all off. One of the guys, who's death is knocking on his door, jumps out of the way, and it hits another person, or what, it kills another person, how death was supposed to take him. And so because of that, death skips him. He's able to live. And so throughout the rest of the movie, the people that are still living, they're just like, well, that's freaking bullshit, man. Death skipped you. Like, I can't believe you just jumped out of the way. You didn't let death take you. That was supposed to be the plan. Like, this is bullshit.
Oh man, that would be a funny alternate version too, where it's like, okay, yeah, you have this thing where like a thing that prevents you from death, or like protects you from death, but you can still get like all types of messed up.
Yeah.
So it's like he has like a freaking like something shoot through him and like rip out a piece of his like stomach, and he's just like, oh shit. And so like by the end, he's just walking around like held together with like duct tape and shit. That would be funny too. They did something like that in Rick and Morty, and I thought that would be funny for a horror movie. Because in this episode, they were like breaking these fortune cookies, and like one of these soldiers like it's fortune cookies that actually come true. And so they have these combat specialist fortune cookies. And so this one dude like pops his, and he's just like, oh yeah, headshots only. And so when he fires, every shot that he makes is a headshot. Like the bullets will like turn and shit to hit, like to make sure that they're headshots. And
Dude,
one of the dudes,
shit.
yeah, one of the guys, fortune says like, haha, mine says I can't die. And then he like, okay, cool. And he uses him as a shield. And he's like, I can still feel everything. Like that's something I would love to see.
Like I know we're talking about tarot, but freaking I know I think there's another Final Destination movie in the works, but the fifth one introduced so many cool ideas. Yeah, the fact that if someone else can take your place in death, like if you cheated death and it's after you, if you put someone in its path to take your place, you're skipped. Like that's so interesting. Like yeah, God, fifth one, like I don't think that you would, but out of all the Final Destination movies, I recommend the fifth one the most.
How much context do I need for that one?
So actually, you only need the first one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so you're good.
All right. So yeah, I would rewatch the first one to watch the fifth.
Okay.
If you're claiming it's that good.
It really is. And oh my God, there is one death that like it still makes my skin crawl. Like ugh. It's hard to watch. Like just
that's
thinking about it, just okay.
Coming from you, that's saying a
no,
lot.
dude. Like yeah, like I'm surprised I didn't throw up the first time that I saw it.
Damn. All right. Well, I know what's on my watch list this week.
Hell yeah.
Maybe if I can get the kids distracted enough.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then so just a couple steelbooks that are also coming out. Saw X is finally getting a steelbook. It's about damn time. And God, is this steelbook beautiful.
Dude, this cover is the shit.
It's just a bunch of decapitated arms and legs making up the classic Billy puppet face.
Oh man.
I guess severed, not decapitated, sorry.
This is peak art, like cover artwork.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Like this is what you said this is steelbook?
Yeah, it's steelbook.
This is what every steelbook should aspire to. Like every single one. This is so good.
Right.
Like no notes.
Yeah.
Absolutely no notes.
It's perfect. And I wish they would have showcased what the back was going to look like because I'm very intrigued.
I don't give a flying shit what the back looks like. The cover is just that good.
That's fair. For how much you loved Saw X, I figured you'd appreciate this one.
Yeah, I very much appreciate this one. This one's so good.
It really is. Just sucks that it took almost a year since Saw X came out for them to do a steelbook. I don't understand why they couldn't have put it out with its original release.
Dude, this is so good. If I saw this out in the wild, I would probably pick it up.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Caleb would actually buy a steelbook. Oh my God, he would actually buy a physical movie. I can't believe it.
The cover is just that good, dude. I probably wouldn't even use it for Saw. Like I'd use it for something that I would like an Xbox game, like whatever I'm playing. Like my current game is like that's probably I'd just use it to store that.
Oh my God, I love that. Oh shit.
And
But yeah,
then, what, one
definitely
more?
going to be picking that. Yep, yeah, definitely picking that one up. And then last but not least, if everybody wants to feel old, or at least us millennials, here you go. So they're releasing the SpongeBob SquarePants movie for the first time on 4K. It's getting a beautiful 4K steelbook. It's literally just, big blown up version of SpongeBob on the front and the back. It's great. Love it so much. But on the back, on the J card, they just had to put this. It says celebrate 20 years of the SpongeBob movie.
Gross.
So yeah, do y'all feel old yet? Because I sure as hell do. Yeah, this movie came out 20 years ago.
Good hell.
Is it great though? Yes, I freaking love the first SpongeBob movie. I still feel it's the best SpongeBob movie. Don't get me wrong, the second one is pretty good. The third one, it's all right. But this one is fantastic.
Yeah, because this was supposed to be the end of SpongeBob.
Yep. This is the canon ending, according to Steven Hillenburg. As it should be. It's perfect.
Man, dude, this was such a good ending too.
Right. And now look at what Nickelodeon's done to our sponge.
Nothing good. Nothing good.
No, Hillenburg is rolling in his grave.
Yep.
But you know what? We got an amazing movie from him, and we are very grateful for that.
Yeah.
But that's it for 4K Spotlight.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on over to Weekly Watch. We got a few movies.
I think I have two. You have one.
Did you delete some of them, or
did I?
Past ones? I thought, or maybe. Anyway, just go. We'll figure it out.
My bad. So for me this week, I watched The Wedding Ringer because I saw that it was on Hulu. I had seen this movie years before, and I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it just as much as I did the last time with this watch. I think this is one of Kevin Hart's best movies. I love him in this movie. And Josh Gad's good too, but he's definitely a side character. I mean, the story is focused on him coming to Kevin Hart's character and saying, "Hey, I don't have a best man or any groomsmen, and I know that your business is specializing in doing that, and so can you help me out?" And so he asks him to what he calls the golden tux. He asks him to pull that off. It's really fun watching how it all unfolds, and just Kevin Hart and Josh Gad have really great chemistry. Kayla Cuoco is good in this. And just like there is a part where Josh Gad's character tells Kevin Hart who he is like built him up to be, who his role is. And when he finds out what exactly it is, he freaks out so much. And I just love this scene so much. I freaking laugh so hard at it. So yeah, I had a great time once again with this movie. And so I would give it a stream it. I have a great time with this movie every time. It's not a great comedy. It's nowhere near that, but it's a fun comedy from start to finish, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
And then for me, which was also on Hulu, went on Hulu a lot this week. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Watched it once again because I can never watch this movie enough. This movie is phenomenal. It is fantastic. And no one can tell me differently. There is literally nothing wrong with this film. This is a fantastic animated film. To me, it's Wes Anderson's magnum opus. The cast is amazing. George Clooney is amazing. Meryl Streep, Bill Murray, everybody. The stop motion animation is just incredible. And this is in my top 5 favorite animated films of the year. I love it more on every rewatch. And so I'm giving it a full price ticket because I really wish I would have been able to see this in theaters.
Dude, I need to get off my ass and just watch this. I keep seeing it pop up. I know. I know. I need to just do it.
Yeah. Like it's on Disney Plus and Hulu. You can watch it on either.
I have no excuses.
Don't worry, man. I got another buddy that still hasn't watched it, and his brother's just like, dude, like, you need to watch it. It's one of the best anime films. I'm like, listen to your brother, man. He's not lying.
Yeah. I will. I'll commit to watching that this week.
All right, hell yeah. I can't wait to hear what you thought. And I swear if it's anything lower than a full price, I'm going to kick your ass. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Watch him give it a stream it. I'm just calling this right now.
We'll see. All right. I only watched one thing this week. It was the Lego Batman movie. And dude, there is so much shit that I missed in theaters because it was disguised by laughter. I love this movie so much. It is so freaking funny. Oh man, I love obviously Batman in this, but Michael Cera's Robin steals the show 1,000,000%. It is so freaking good. One of the things that I missed was at the beginning, the Joker's like hijacking this plane or going to hijack this plane. And they're like, we have like 12,000 pounds of C4, this much of dynamite, this much of this much of that, and 2 best friends. And then they like high five. And I missed the 2 best friends joke. And I was so pissed off because that made me laugh so hard. Like, there was a bunch of jokes and stuff in this that were just so masterfully crafted. And yeah, Lego Batman is the shit, dude.
Personally, I think it's the best Lego movie that they ever did.
Yep. 100%, dude. 100%. Oh man, like I love his interaction with like the Justice League when they went to Superman's fortress, and I love that Superman was voiced by Channing Tatum, and that his best friend Jonah Hill is voices the Green Lantern. And he's like, yeah, sometimes I don't get Soup's emails for like years. Like, so funny. Like the comedy in this is just pure perfection. I love every second of it. And this is one I think is worth seeing in theaters just because Lego. Like, I think they're able to do some pretty beautiful things with that. Wouldn't quite go all the way to full price, so we're at a $5 Tuesday with that one.
Speaking of Lego, have you seen the trailer at all for the Pharrell Williams biopic that they're doing with that?
I'm interested.
I am too. Like, dude, it doesn't look that bad.
Honestly, if this would have been anything other than Lego, I probably wouldn't have given a 2 shits. But the fact that it's going to be out of Legos, I'm like, damn it, Pharrell! Like, you knew damn well what you were doing, you asshole.
When they announced that, I had no idea that Warner Brothers had lost the rights and they went to Universal for Lego movies. That's crazy.
Oh man, dude, I'm pumped. I am more excited than I probably should be. But I hope this opens the door for more biopics in an animated style.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that.
Like, because like some of these people like that you want to do biopics on, they're larger than life people. And what better way to show off that larger than life just persona than doing something animated?
Yeah. I don't know why, but like I would love to see one of like the like best rock bands in Lego form, like freaking a biopic on AC/DC. That'd
be the shit, dude.
Or Them, or actually, I would love to see Kiss in Lego.
Kiss and Lego.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what I think would work really well? Like Kiss in like a Spider-Verse style.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah,
1,000 times yes.
exactly how like Spider-Punk looked.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that would be the bomb. Dude, I fingers crossed, dude, that we get more biopics in the animated form or like style. That would be the bomb.com.
Like,
And
seriously.
I like and do it like with music. You could have fun with that, like however the hell you want to do music, like just match their style. Like with Pharrell Williams, his like song that he's known for is Happy, right?
Yeah.
So Happy, what's happier than freaking Legos?
It's true.
And then like when you go all rock and roll, like you could go freaking nuts. And then you know how much more interested in sports movies I would be if there was like a Mike Tyson movie in like anime style.
Yeah, you know.
That would be the shit, dude.
That would be pretty dope.
Oh, I'd be so in. Yeah, $5 Tuesday for Lego Batman, and fingers crossed that we get more animated biopics.
Agreed.
All right, and I think that is all that we had.
Okay.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week's weekly watch. So without further ado, let's say we get on into this episode.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, getting into this week's headliner, we will be breaking down If. It feels like I should add something.
Imaginary friend.
Yeah. Yeah, so we will be breaking down 2024's If. So yeah, if you have not seen this or are not familiar with our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we get our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up and spit through our algorithm and give us a letter grade to compare this movie to movies of a similar score. So if you have not seen If, this might not be one that's, I'd say this would be hard to spoil. It's a spoiler alert for later in this review. It's a very predictable movie. So however you think it's going to turn out, that's probably what would happen. But without further ado, if you have not seen If and you don't want it spoiled for you, we do recommend going to watch the movie first, then coming back to listen to the review, because we are about to spoil the entire thing for you, beginning to end, in our favorite segment that we like to call Reading with Rose. So without further ado, we'll be posting that spoiler warning, and take it away, Rose.
All right. 12-year-old B moves into her grandmother Margaret's apartment in New York while her father... Okay, wait, this just feels like... Oh, no, that's how it starts. It's like, felt like we skipped a lot. But
the only thing I felt you skipped was like
the montage?
Yeah, the montage.
Yeah, so I guess they didn't decide that.
So it's like montage and then immediately moving into grandma's.
So imagine we have a montage of the main character B as a child with her mother and her father. Okay, that's how this movie starts. And then we lead into this. 12-year-old B moves into her grandmother Margaret's apartment in New York while her father waits for heart surgery in the same hospital where her mother died of cancer years earlier. She chafes. It's not chafe. Chafes. I don't know. Chafes. What do you think that is, Caleb? Is it chafes?
That sounds like chafes.
It is chafes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She chafes against his playful antics, insisting she can handle the situation with maturity. One night, B goes out to buy a charger for her mother's old camcorder and sees an unfamiliar creature following it back to her grandmother's building. The next day, she sees the creature again, accompanied by a man. B follows them to a nearby house where the man, Cal, retrieves a large furry creature named Blue. She also meets the other creature, a butterfly-like being named Blossom, and faints. She awakens in Cal's apartment where she learns that he has been working with imaginary friends, nicknamed IFs, to place them with new children as their original children have grown up and forgotten them. Initially reluctant, B eventually decides to help Cal. The next day, Cal takes B to Memory Lane Retirement Home, a retirement community for IFs housed underneath a swing in Coney Island. Therefore, he introduces B to Lewis, an elderly teddy bear who is the head of the facility. He inspires B to use her imagination to redesign the facility, much to the chagrin of Cal. B tries to match one of the IFs with Benjamin, a young patient at the hospital. She, Cal, and Lewis audition the IFs, but he is unable to see any of them. Feeling unmotivated, B talks with Lewis on the Coney Island pier. He gives her an idea that maybe IFs do not need new kids, but rather to reunite with their old ones. Talking with her grandmother, she sees a picture of her as a young dancer and recognizes Blossom in the background of the picture. Realizing Blossom was her grandmother's IF, B decides to test Lewis's idea. Playing one of her grandmother's records inspires Margaret to dance, and she remembers Blossom, instilling B with hope. Following a tip, B, Cal, and Blue find Blue's original kid, Jeremy, now a grown man trying to launch a business. By eating a fresh croissant in front of Jeremy, B reminds him of his childhood home above his parents' bakery. Jeremy remembers Blue enough for Blue to give Jeremy the confidence he needs for a business presentation. That evening, B arrives at Margaret's to find her hastily preparing for a return to the hospital because there's been a complication with her father's treatment. B rushes upstairs to Cal, who comforts her. When B says she does not want to say goodbye to her dad, Cal advises her to tell him a story instead. They all accompany her to the hospital. At the hospital, a nurse reassures B that her father will be all right. She tells him a story about realizing she was pushing herself to act like a grown-up when she's just a child who still needs her father. He wakes up and they hug each other. When B goes outside his hospital room, she sees that all of the IFs are gone. B goes upstairs to thank Cal, but no one answers his door. The landlady shows B that the door opens into an old storage room after her dad is released from the hospital. I made that run-on sentence. The landlady shows B that the door opens into an old storage room. After her dad is released from the hospital, he and B pack up to go home. B finds an old picture she painted of herself, her parents, and a clown named Calvin. She suddenly realizes that Cal is her own IF, forgotten after the death of her mother. She rushes to his room and thanks him for helping her and tells him she'll always need him. This allows B to see Cal and the IFs again, and they reunite. After B and her father drive off, Margaret asks Blossom if the two of them should go inside, causing Blossom to realize Margaret can see her. Sometime later, Cal begins reuniting the IFs with their original kids, now grown up. Benjamin meets his IF, a cartoonish dragon with glasses and a cast. And B and her father return home. I wish that they would have included, and this I thought this was genuinely funny, that the invisible IF was actually B's dad. That was hilarious. The invisible IF was actually her dad's IF. That was hilarious.
Dude, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I really.
So I took Iris to go see this, and I don't know if I told you this, but while we were leaving the theater, she was running out. She was running to the door like ahead of me, and she tripped, and she stood up, and she's like, "Kevin," and then she runs out.
my god, that's amazing.
Or no, not Kevin, Keith. She's
Oh
like,
yeah, it's Keith. Oh yeah, it's Keith.
and then runs off, and dude, I was dying.
Oh my god, dude, that's incredible.
Dude, it was so good.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
God.
she enjoyed the hell out of the movie. Like,
Good.
it just getting right into this, starting off with story. It's a slow burn.
It definitely is. And I don't know, maybe it was just me, but like every time that there would be like a fake out to like the dad being dead, I'm like, okay, okay. And like, that's unfortunate. She lost both parents, and then he'd come through the door. I'm like, damn it. Like, is he gonna die in this movie or not?
I had a feeling he wasn't, like, throughout the whole thing. Like, I think that they were gonna. It played out exactly how I thought. I was like, they're not going to kill off a parent in a child's movie, not one like this where it's like supposed to be a comedy.
I mean, they
Like,
already
they're not
killed their
gonna.
mom off.
Oh well, okay, but that's a little different because they started off with the mom dead.
Yeah.
They didn't just kill her off.
Yeah, that's true. I will give John Krasinski this. I would have given major, like, he would have some balls, in my opinion, if the mom died from cancer and then the dad died while he was
Died of heart complications.
Yeah.
Dude,
that would be
if
like
I-
the hardest shit
I
ever
know.
for a kid
Could
to
you-
deal with.
Yeah. It's like, that's the Inside Out I want to watch.
No, but like for real, like because throughout the movie, up until when she tells her dad, like, I realize I need to be a kid. I don't need to grow up immediately. I don't need to act like an adult right now. I just imagine like him not waking up and her being like, well, that was a lie. I do need to act like an adult right now. And just
this just set in stone everything I already believed.
that would just be, oh my god. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, because that would have just been such a depressing ass ending.
It would have. And like I said, I knew going in this was a comedy. I knew that wasn't the route that they were going to take.
Like even the mom dying from cancer, I was not expecting. I'm like, oh shit, okay, all right, you got my attention. This is wow. This
Yeah,
is some heavy
and
shit.
that's part of it where I'm like, it's a bit of a slow burn. I think this isn't quite meant for young kids.
No, there are some very mature themes in this movie.
Yeah, very mature. It's not that, like, if I had known about this movie, I don't know if I would have taken Iris to it.
That's completely fair.
She's just like right at that threshold where I would have been more on the fence about it. But I went and I checked the freaking parent guide and everything just to see if there was anything like dark like that, and they didn't show shit. But yeah, I would have been a little bit more hesitant about taking her, just because of like the darker tones and themes that were in this. Like when the imaginary friends were on screen, like she was all for that. Like 100% down for that.
Yeah.
And she loved every single second of it. She loved Blue. She loved Lewis. She loved all of those imaginary friends. Her favorite actually was what is her name? Was it
Was
Uni?
it the unicorn?
No, it wasn't the unicorn. It was the bumblebee lady.
Oh, Blossom?
Yeah, Blossom. Who the hell voiced Blossom?
Oh shit.
Oh,
How do I
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Thank you. How the hell did I forget that? I just put the cast list together. Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, she loved Blossom. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, super. Yeah, she was super down for that. anything not involving the imaginary friends, she could have given two shits about. And that's not necessarily
fair.
anything against the story.
No.
It's just I was expecting something a little bit more upbeat. It's just my expectations weren't properly set, and so they weren't met. And yeah, but overall, I do feel the story was really solid. It's not like the best thing in the world. It is very predictable, and like I said, it's a bit slow at times. Like even for a grown up like me.
Yeah.
Um.
So in regards to that, what would you say is like the appropriate like starting age to bring a child to this movie?
This is probably a 7 and up.
Okay.
Like it's just
fair.
I dare say even 8. It's like 7 might be a little young. It depends on the maturity of your child. Like if you have a very like not easily distracted kid, this might be a really good movie for them. But yeah, so I'd say 7, like a soft 7.
Okay.
Like 8, definitely. It's definitely meant for older kids, not young babies like mine. But what did you think overall? Like you didn't have this bias going into it.
That's right. Yeah. No, I didn't. I saw this movie by myself on a Thursday morning. And you know what was nice? The only other people in the theater was a family that was at the front row because I sat in the middle. And they were just so well behaved throughout the movie. I loved it. But disregarding that, I honestly was shocked for how much I enjoyed the story. I definitely agree. It's definitely predictable. But I don't know, just everything that they introduced with ifs and them going from, okay, we need to get them new kids to back to, no, let's get them reunited with their actual real kids. I loved that. I thought that was really good. And yeah, just there were moments in this movie that not only did I shed a tear, but I had a smile on my face. So I thought the story was pretty damn good. I had a fun time with it.
Yeah, same here. I did have a good time with it. It was just, I think the biggest downfall is just predictability.
That's completely fair.
Yeah, and for a movie like this, it's understandable why they went that route.
Yeah, 100%.
So this is one I'm a little on the lower side, not like super low. Like I'm still in the 80s. I'm like at an 81.
All right. I think I'd just be like just a couple points higher than you at an 84.
Okay. Moving on over to writing. This is one I think it's maybe a couple points higher for me. I thought the dialogue was really well done. I did like a lot of the discussion. Lewis was my favorite.
Dude, same here. Freaking that scene where they're at the pier and then they B uses her imagination and they come into like it, she turns it into like this amazing time. And when she like brings in like all the imaginary friends on the stage, just that whole scene I loved so much. That is one scene that I just had a smile on my face throughout.
Yeah,
that was just
same
great.
Here. I was wanting more of that,
dude. Right? Like, yeah, same.
Like, I want more grand imagination, not what this was.
Like, they're called imaginary friends for a reason. Like, you can do anything with them. Come on.
Yeah, but yeah, great time with it though.
I think also with the writing, even though we only saw B, we only saw B, Jeremy, and then B's grandmother be reunited with their original ifs, or I feel like those are those stories that we like really got to see in depth and like it really meant a lot. Well, like don't get me wrong, like you towards the end, or I think at the end, you see a lot of other people get reunited with their ifs, and don't get me wrong, it's a very sweet moment, but I feel that those three are the ones that like very powerful moments. Like the scene with Bee's grandmother, like just remembering how much she loved ballet.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Right. And freaking like you see Blossom like just like her was it like her inner whatever like chest area just like starts lighting up, indicating that she remembers her. Fantastic scene, loved that, and watching her just dance with her is just great. And then I especially loved the one with Blue and Jeremy, how it took a couple of times for Jeremy to like truly remember Blue, because at the beginning he's at a coffee shop. It doesn't work with getting him to remember Blue there. When they go to the office that he's interviewing at, or maybe I don't think interviewing, just like talking to some people about his business. B brings these croissants, and like he's like reminded, but it doesn't like fully kick in, like it doesn't fully make him remember Blue. And then like finally, as he's about to walk into the room, like he just I just love the moment when Blue puts his hand on his shoulder, and just like you can see like him just be like the stress just go away as he remembers his if, and just how that like comforts him. And just I loved that moment. That was so good.
It is fantastic, dude.
Right?
Like that's the buildup for those two was so well done.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, like they did such a good job at like just grasping that the emotions that those were supposed to exhibit.
Yes,
like they did a great job with that.
100%.
Like definitely one of the peaks of this movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, this is one I'm only going to go a couple points higher on the writing. I thought the dialogue was okay for the most part. A lot of the better jokes were done in the trailer.
That's true. I think it's because like I saw the damn trailer so many times when I went to the movies.
Yeah, it ruins the jokes.
No, seriously, because like, as I'm sure, I don't know if people have listened to this episode, but I saw Ghostbusters Frozen Empire 8 times in theaters. And so I saw the trailer for If every single showing of that. And so the joke with the marshmallow with like the eye drooping, don't get me wrong, funny the first couple times. It's a funny joke, but it kind of got old after that.
Dude, I started laughing because the marshmallow dude kind of sounded like Carl Weezer a bit.
Dude, yeah, he did. 100%.
And I couldn't help but like laugh thinking about our 8 Crazy Nights episode where you and Riley were doing the impersonations of Carl Weezer and oh shit, what's his face?
Whitey Duvall.
Like I heard that voice and I was like, that's hilarious.
Dude, I always feel bad for that episode because like you just came to that episode to review a film, and then you get me and Riley just freaking quoting the movie for basically the whole thing.
Dude, I had such a good time. You guys are like, my memory is so shit, dude. I wish I could quote movies that well. Like there are certain quotes
dude, if you watch one like
remember
multiple times,
I know, but that's not my mindset anymore. So the only reason there are some movies that I can quote, like Nacho Libre is one of them, and it's just because my brother watched them a million times and he'd get mad if you tried to change it. So I would just kind of sit down and watch it with him. So it was constant. So now I don't do that very much. Like there's very rarely will I ever rewatch movies like over and over and over again. I've been doing it a little bit more now because I have a kid. And so there are some movies that
doing it and I don't have a kid.
No, like one that I'm like getting to the point of being able to quote is the Super Mario Bros.
Oh, dude, I watched that movie so many times. I can quote that quite a bit, actually. I'm not proud of it.
Dude, Iris can freaking quote it.
That's awesome.
You
I
want to
love
know
it.
something? I don't know if I've told you this either. She, for some reason, gets super hooked on the opening scene with like after the commercial. With
Oh,
with Spike.
I love that.
Yeah, so imagine this. She likes to go up to her brother when he's like sitting in his bouncer on his swing or whatever, and she'll grab him by the shirt and pull him up so he's like kind of like a little limp noodle, and she'll go, "Get this through your tiny brain, Mario." And she's like, "You're a joke, and you always will be." And then she'll like drop him, and I'm like, "Quit being so aggressive to your brother."
Oh my god.
Dude, it is so funny. And then as soon as she does that, she'll she'll lean over, or she'll go over to she'll play like Mario's part. And then he'll, like she'll do like the whole sequence of her and like playing Mario and whatever. And then she'll also do the sequence where Princess Peach agrees to marry Bowser. And she's just like I would never marry you. And then she like she'll do like the, "Oh, don't hurt my toads." Like she'll play that whole sequence out. It is so funny, dude.
Oh my god, dude, this is amazing.
It is fantastic.
I didn't think I could love my niece even more, but I think I do now.
Yeah. Dude, she'll it's funny because like she'll startle Levi. And so like she'll say something, and so he'll kind of jump, and then she'll like look over at him and she'll go, "Ugh, you can't be scared all the time, Luigi." And then she'll run off. like
Oh
she
gosh.
lives on freaking Super Mario quotes, and I love it.
That is amazing. Oh my god, that makes me so happy.
Dude, it is so funny, but
Oh.
it I know I should stop it, but anytime she grabs Levi by the freaking onesie like that, I am like, I'll let her play the scene out, and then I'm because I get a good kick out of it. And then I'm just like, "Don't be mean to your brother." And then she'll
Dude,
like run off, and
she
she's like, "It
might
wasn't me, it was Spike." And I'm like, "Spike, don't be mean to my baby."
dude, she might have acting in her cards in the future.
I have mixed feelings about that. I would love that for her. She's not doing it as a kid.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely not.
No, but no, if she wants to act when she's older, dude,
Because like I
if
don't
she
think
does
they
get into acting, my personal goal, or my personal not a goal, my personal dream that I hope she achieves is getting to play a superhero.
that would be amazing.
I
be super
could
cool.
die happy. I'm like, I even if it's like some stupid superhero, like it's just like, my daughter is a Marvel super. I would buy all the merch, dude, all the freaking
It's like
merch.
suck it.
Yeah.
But like so like because I don't think they start introducing like drama class until junior high. So like would you say like you might let her, if she wanted to, take it in middle school, junior high, or would you only want it in like high school?
She can do drama and stuff in junior high and high school.
Okay.
I would consider, like, if she wanted to like go on audition, I would consider allowing auditions junior year.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then senior year, like, yeah, I would consider it, and it's all dependent on how she's doing in school. Otherwise, she has to wait until after high school, and then she can start like doing auditions.
Perfectly
And I'll
reasonable.
help her out however she wants me to help out with that. Like, I'll take her to the auditions, do whatever the hell needs to be done there.
If she needs any help getting a monologue together, just any acting coach,
Dude, she wouldn't need any help with that.
That's true. I'm just saying, Uncle Rose is here to help.
That would be fantastic. I'm excited to see if she starts like heading that way.
Yeah, no, dude, that would be really cool. I'm promise I'm not trying to call your daughter's future.
No.
Oh man,
dude, it'd be the shit if she and like, gosh damn it, you put this acting mindset in my head, and I'm like, dude, she would be a perfect Squirrel Girl.
You know what? I was just gonna. I didn't want to say it because I know you kind of like Squirrel Girl when you said, "Oh, even if it's a bad superhero," I was gonna be like, "Oh, so like Squirrel Girl."
Dude, okay, I was also thinking Squirrel Girl when I said that, but I was also like, okay, I don't want to set my sights too high.
No. Iris, set your sights high. Come on.
Oh yeah,
she's got
I
this.
Freaking love that. Anyway, getting back to what we were originally talking about.
The writing for If. Let's get it.
The writing, I'm giving it an 83. Giving a couple points higher. I thought it was well done. Very heartfelt.
Yeah, it really was.
But slightly cliche.
That's fair. And you know what? I think I was okay with that. Like I didn't really have a problem with that. So like writing, I think I'm gonna go a couple points higher than my story at a 86.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on over to acting. First off, we have Kaylee Fleming, who plays B. That is a very young picture of her.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of pictures from like red carpet premieres, especially from If. And so yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good. Then we have Ryan Reynolds, who plays Cal. Steve Carell, who does the voice for Blue. Louis Gossett Jr., who did the voice for Louis. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who did the voice for Blossom. What do I know her from?
I was thinking the same thing. I don't know if this is what you remember her from. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Gosh damn it, that is absolutely right. Dude, did they freaking make up her birthmark?
Wait, what?
Like the little birthmark on her head.
Oh,
did they take that out in the movie? They sure did.
They probably did. What the hell?
That's
they should have left
dumb.
it. Yeah.
Bullshit, Hollywood. Okay,
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. We got John Krasinski, who played B's dad, which his personality like just shined through this whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I loved when she came in. It looked like he climbed out the window.
That was great.
Yeah, and then like he set the tone so well when he was like dancing with his IV bag.
Yeah, that
I want to know how many takes that took, because that was impressive.
Yeah, I'm curious too. But for how great of an actor Krasinski is, I doubt it was that many.
Yeah. All right, next up we got Fiona Shaw, who plays B's grandmother.
I think that's it.
Yep. But yeah, so we got that cast.
Yeah.
Those were the main heavy hitters. Like there was more. This was a star-studded cast. Like everyone and their mother freaking did a voice for this. Like Aquafina did a voice. Emily Blunt did a voice. Pretty sure Blake Lively did a voice.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think I remember hearing that.
I loved that they had they credited Brad Pitt as Keith.
That was perfection.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell did a voice. The Ice did a voice, or Bradley Cooper did a voice. Matt Damon, Bill Hader.
I'm curious how much
Amy
they had.
Schumer, Maya Rudolph, Jon Stewart.
Jeez.
Dude, they had a ridiculous cast.
I'm just curious how much that for very little lines they said how much they had to pay these actors, because I'm assuming that's what I mean with the CGI, especially also what made the budget over 100 million.
Yeah, the freaking voice cast.
Yeah, but just I'm curious how much each of them made, like for real.
Probably a stupid amount of money, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the hell? Even IMDb has Brad Pitt voicing Keith. Keith didn't say anything.
No, that's hilarious.
But yeah, like they got so many people to do this, and I don't think they needed all of them.
They did it to get him on the poster and to showcase that in the trailer. Like, oh my gosh, look at all of this look at this star-studded cast.
That's bullshit. That is a bullshit tactic to use.
It usually works for bringing people to movies, but unfortunately for this one, it did not work.
Yeah.
Like, you want to hear how bad this movie did at the box office?
Sure, let's hear it.
So budget was 110 million. The box office, because it is now on digital, so I don't think that the box office is going to go up that much more, is 181.3 million.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Didn't do great.
No.
I mean,
Didn't
at
break
least
even.
it made. Yeah, I mean it close-ish.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, ish. Like I know you have to double it. It's hard to consider that you have to double the budget for it to have broken even. Like that seems like bullshit, but
Yeah, but just unfortunately that's how you measure the success, and then you have to add in the advertising, which this movie was heavily advertised, so I don't even know how much that costed. And then you have to add the chunk that the theaters get. So yeah, I would be very shocked if this movie made any money.
This is one that I feel. I think indie projects are the only thing that benefit from star-studded casts.
That's a good point.
So like an indie script from written by someone that no one knows or directed by someone that no one seems to know or something along those lines, those benefit from star-studded casts. It was written by John Krasinski.
Yes.
Like you could have gone away with a couple buddies. Like, hey, get Steve Carell in there, get Ryan Reynolds in there. You could throw in Fiona Shaw, acting it yourself. That's all you need.
Yeah, it's true.
You know who, I'm not taking my kid to this movie because George Clooney is voicing the spaceman.
Like I would say that for how good Steve Carell, especially as a voice acting, he can change his voice quite a bit, and so he could have played a bunch of these ifs.
I think he could have played a few of them too. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I think that they spent their budget on stuff that they didn't need to spend their budget on.
Agreed.
Like some of these are just kind of like a given. Like Emily Blunt doing a voice. Yeah. She's probably doing that for free. Blake Lively doing a voice, probably doing it for free.
Yeah.
Maybe. But some of these other people,
I'm curious if Steve Carell did it for free with how close him and Krasinski are from their Office days, but I don't think Krasinski would have let himself do that. Like he would have made Steve make sure that Steve was taken care of.
Yeah. But this cast was unnecessarily big.
Yeah, it was stacked and it didn't need to be.
Yeah, for a kid, for a kids movie, dude. If there's a kids movie that looks like it's going to be good, which this movie did, and it was,
Yeah, it was.
but it I'm taking my kid to it. I don't give a flying shit who's in it.
Yeah, all the kid's gonna care about is the designs of the ifs. That's
Yeah.
that's all they're gonna care about.
That's all I freaking cared about. Like I saw that the cast list was freaking ridiculous. I didn't bother to learn like, oh, who's playing this, who's playing that. Like I didn't
Same
care.
here. Yeah, like I didn't make it a effort to recognize. Oh, hey, that's that voice. That's that voice. Yeah, like maybe when it comes on streaming, like on Paramount Plus, I'm sure I'll go back and try to do that. But I wasn't paying attention to that in theaters.
Yeah, not even a little bit. But yeah, so the what's your top 3 look like? I'm pretty sure ours is going to be like exactly the same.
So number 3, I would give to Louis Gossett Jr. Played
Same.
Louis. Hell yeah, loved him. He was fantastic. Number 2, I would give to Ryan Reynolds.
Same.
Played Cal. Okay, hell yeah. He was fantastic. Loved him. But you know, it's hard to hate Ryan Reynolds in anything, even if you're watching something that is absolute crap. I'm looking, even though I enjoy, but I know it's a bad movie. R.I.P.D. The only good thing about that movie is Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges.
Yep.
So if it's a bad movie, at least you can count on that Ryan Reynolds' performance is he's going to actually give it his all. He's going to try, which I appreciate. But number 1, I would definitely give to Kaylee. Is it Callie or Kaylee?
Kaylee.
Kaylee Fleming. She was amazing. I loved her performance. Her dramatic moments especially were incredible. Like, this girl is going places when it comes to acting. And I really can't wait to see what else she does, because she was absolutely fantastic in this.
Yeah, she was so sweet, dude. Like it was like there, even though she was doing stuff that was like super pretentious, like trying to be a grown up and like kind of shitting on her dad's parade. Like I freaking loved her. Like I thought she was so just adorable.
Yeah, she was. Is she
like,
your number 1 as well?
Yeah, she's my number 1 too.
Okay. Hell yeah, man. Same top 3. I love it.
I would have sworn like that you were going to throw Steve Carell in there somewhere.
He'd be my number 4.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Like, don't worry, loved him.
Real close by Blossom.
Yeah, like I loved Carell. Don't get me wrong, I love him in everything he's in. But just Lewis was just such a great character, and he was voiced so well by oh my god, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Louis Gossett Jr., who unfortunately passed away a couple months before this came out.
That sucks.
Right, yeah. So the movie's dedicated to him, which I love. But yeah, just his voice is like so soothing and calming, and it's like perfect to be coming out of like an old style teddy bear like that. And so just I loved it. It was perfection.
Yeah, it was really good. Oh man. Yeah, so where are you sitting with the acting score then?
I feel that like I'm not even like thinking about like all of the other actors, you know, like Brad Pitt, George Clooney. We're not even going to consider those people, because like I never would have recognized their voices unless I'm really looking for it. But the main hitters are all great. They do a great job. Kaylee and oh shit, did you say it was Kaylee or Callie? I'm sorry, I already forgot. Kaylee, sorry, thank you. Kaylee and Ryan especially, they freaking carry this movie. They have really, really good chemistry. And everybody else did a really good job for the little role that Fiona Shaw, is that her name, that played the grandmother? I thought she was really good. And for also the little role that Krasinski was in, I thought he did a really good job. It was really cool seeing him in a movie that he also wrote and directed. But I mean, he did that with A Quiet Place, but it's always still really cool to see that. So I'm trying to think if like any performances brought it down a little bit, but I don't think so. but like I think acting, I think I want to put it in the well. Sorry.
I know this is a tough one.
Yeah, like because like everyone was actually really. You know what? I'm gonna just because I feel the writing was like one of the best parts. I think I'm going to put it in between story and writing. So I think I'm going to go an 85.
That's actually exactly where I was sitting too.
Bam, love it.
All right, moving on over to character development. This is definitely going to be done based off of B.
For a kids movie, I feel this is really solid development because like you see how the movie starts with a really fun montage of how much she loves spending time with her parents, and then we unfortunately find out that her mother passed away of cancer. Her father needs to have a surgery done because of his heart, and then just her connecting with Cal and these imaginary friends, and realizing throughout that she needs to not grow up as fast as she thinks she needs to be. She actually needs to be a kid. And her learning from not only Cal but also the other imaginary friends about this, especially Lewis, is so great. And at the end, when she thinks that she's going to have to say goodbye to her dad, that's a great moment, with not only her but with the ifs and how they comfort her, how she says goodbye to them as well as her imaginary friend that it turns out to be Cal, Ryan Reynolds' character. I feel it's a really solid character development from start to finish in a kids movie that I feel showcases a great message that yes, kids can go through some hard stuff, and they do. It's really hard for what some kids have to go through, but they do need to realize that they are still kids, and fun imagination is still something that should sometimes take a priority. You still got to remember that you're a kid for a reason, and you need to not take all of these responsibilities that you think that you need to. You don't need to carry all of this on your back. And I don't know, like, like with some of the stuff that happened with me growing up, I feel I could relate to that quite a bit. And so I think I love the character development even more because of that.
Yeah, there was a lot of really good personal growth from her end. Even though like I saw it coming from like a million miles away that everyone like that Cal was her imaginary friend.
Fair.
And all that other stuff, like it was still, you see, like that's coming from like an adult's perspective. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you know how this is going to go, but coming from like a child's perspective, like they don't.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like showcasing that growth that like you, that as an adult I know is coming, but this person still needs to experience and discover for themselves. So there's a lot of good. It was really good at showcasing that stuff.
Definitely agree.
Yeah. So I don't know about you. This one I'm slightly above average because this wasn't the best thing in the world. It was really solid.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to be sitting at an 85 with this one.
I think I'm just going to go 1 point higher than you at an 86.
Fair enough. All right, next up we got effects, which looking at these characters, I am going to be super real with this one.
Okay.
I don't know if this was the best the best animation like CGI in the world. It was good. It was super good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like I said, if it was the best.
No, that's fair. Like, thinking back, like I will admit there were some scenes that I mean, I know that they're imaginary friends, so you're just like, well, yeah, of course they're not there, but still, like there were maybe some scenes that I'm just like, okay, like I can very much tell that you're CGI, and I think I saw a little better CGI of you a couple of scenes before.
Yeah, it was very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like there was some stuff that looked really good, like when Blossom was out, like was in the darkness, and
Yeah,
it was kind of like
was-
peeking through. That looked awesome.
But like I feel that there were some, especially when they're doing like the whole like run through of the retirement home, there were some scenes that because it was moving so fast that I feel that they weren't able to like get some of the ifs like as crisp as they wanted to. And so like I was just like, okay, yeah, like I can definitely tell that you focused a lot more of the budget animation wise on this one rather than you did with this one, which you know what, I completely get.
Yeah, and I think something that's also hard to do is mixing all of the different visual styles. Like everyone looked different. Like the bubble that had like 2D animated eyes, but it was like a
Yeah.
3-dimensional bubble, and then you have the glass of water. Like all of those, they were very different from
Yeah.
each other, and so they were all shaded differently, and like just different shadows and everything. Like the mixture didn't work out as well as I think they wanted it to.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
So, and I think something never mind, that's more of a costume / character design issue. But yeah, there was just a lot of inconsistencies, and there was a lot of times, and I know this isn't on her, where B looked like she was looking somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel it was definitely apparent with Blue.
Yeah, because they put him up in everyone's personal space.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to like match where he's supposed to be looking, because it's just he's in everyone's space and he's like moving around all the time.
So I would love to see the behind the scenes of this movie, because I know with like most of the time when they have the CGI characters, they'll have like a stick or something with like what you need to be looking at eye level. And so like I'm assuming that's probably what they had here, but like you said, with how close Blue was always to some of these characters, I'm sure that made it hard for them to actually get down like, oh hey, like even though he's this close, I need to be looking up here.
Yeah. So this one I'm probably sitting at like an 82. Like there was just too many issues for me to be like, oh yeah, this was good 100% of the time, because it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like in the pictures that you put in here, like they look good. Like Blossom looks really good in this picture, like really well lit,
Mm-hmm.
and it matches. But then and then Blue, this is probably the best looking picture that Blue has.
Yeah.
And everything else looked odd at times in one way or another. I think the only one that I didn't have any issues with was maybe Lewis.
Yeah, agreed. Lewis looked great always. So I think because of Lewis, I think I'm actually going to match you at an 82.
All right, next up, moving on over to music, which I was expecting a bit more.
I was too. Having I pulled up the soundtrack after I watched this movie, because the only song that like really I remembered was the Love Is All That I Can Give to. Great song, that I love that was in the scene that it was in. But there was one song by what is his name? I forget. It's called "You Can't Make Old Friends." And freaking unfortunately I can't remember. No, that's not the singer. Sorry. Where is? All right, I'm sorry. Let me pull up. Thought I could just pull it up on Google, but I'm gonna have to go to my Spotify. Probably would have been the easier route.
Yeah, this was a soundtrack I wasn't super impressed. Like they had some songs in there that were good. Don't get me wrong, but they weren't super memorable.
That's fair. Sorry. Song was "Old Friends" by Ben Rector.
Okay.
And so, like, if any of you have seen Over the Hedge, like he literally did all of the songs in that movie. That soundtrack belongs to him. And so, like, I don't remember exactly what scene this song played in, but listening to it again, after the movie, like, I freaking I started to tear up a bit because I don't know if you've listened to the song since then.
I have not.
Because like it has like a really good meaning because like it's just talking about like how like the childhood friends that you make are nothing compared to the childhood friend or the adult friends that you make. Adult friends, it's very rare that you know where they grew up, you know exactly how their parents' house looked. And like you when you go back to your hometown, you can remember almost every single area that you and your childhood friends would always be at, like on summer vacation or stuff like that. And so just I love that the focus is just you can't make old friends. Like old friends are they are really special. And so like just like like nothing added to the soundtrack, but just I really thought that was a great song.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't super impressed personally. I'm at a 5. It like we're average, middle of the line.
Okay, damn.
Like even with like the love song,
Yeah,
I think that's how you say it. It's just love or whatever the hell song
I
it
think
is.
it's called.
Yeah, it wasn't super impressive to me. I felt like this could have been done really well with a good couple like not memorable, just original songs.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm gonna be 1 point higher at you at a 6. I feel I will agree the whole love song. While really good pick, I liked it. Didn't fully add to the scene. Like it added a little bit, but not probably as much as I wanted to. I would have loved if they put in an original song in that area. And while the song "Old Friends," love it, and it definitely works here for with imaginary friends, old friends. When you make new friends in adulthood, it's not the same. It really isn't. But I don't feel that pushes like me up. I feel that like I'm more so I'm more so relating to this song on like a personal level, not relating to it to the movie. And so I feel I would just be a point higher at 6.
Fair enough. All right, next up we got costumes, which this can tie into character design since we had so many CGI characters. This is definitely a higher point for the movie.
Yes.
I think everyone had a really good silhouette.
Absolutely.
The main cast is what I'd say Cal and B and all the human characters are kind of what brings it down for me.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I think here I'm probably a solid 9 with the costumes, or just how everyone was designed.
Absolutely match you there.
The only character that I had a problem with their overall design was Blue.
Because he's purple.
Because he looked like Grimace, dude.
Yeah, he
Take
did,
off those weird like little floppy ears or whatever the hell those are supposed to be. He looks exactly like Grimace.
yeah. Hey, you're not wrong.
Like, let me see if I can pull up a picture of Grimace real quick. Dude, it is exactly like if you cut those ears off, that's exactly what I think Grimace would look like.
McDonald's should have sponsored this movie.
They probably should have. Like, dude,
Wait,
it is.
did they? I wonder
No,
if they had
I doubt that they would.
Wait.
Yeah, I know this is.
Damn, they didn't. I was hoping that they did. They had them as Happy Meal toys. That would have been amazing.
I know this is super freaking blurry, but look at that. You cannot tell me that is not Grimace with ears.
Oh, it's so true.
Dude, the eyebrows, the freaking eyes, the smile, dude. It matches. This is a 1-for-1. Like, Blue is just a live action Grimace.
I could just
and
imagine.
I will not hear anything different.
This is Jeremy as a kid. Okay, I love McDonald's. I love the characters that they created, but I don't want to get copyrighted. Grimace was my favorite, so let's change him around a little bit. There we go. There's my imaginary friend.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. That is insane. It's exactly the same.
It really is. Yeah, like he straight up looks like Grimace. This is how they should have brought back the Grimace shake. Have him drink it in this movie. Or like some promo for it.
Yeah, like no freaking joke. Like,
oh shit, that's funny as hell.
Looking at Blue, yeah, like if you trim off the fuzzy hair, remove the ears, that's exactly Grimace.
Yeah, no, it really.
And
shit.
McDonald's might not have a problem with it. I do.
Man.
No, it was too much. Like, they needed something else.
Fair enough. Holy shit, that was hilarious.
This is one where I personally would have gone to like the children of some cast members and stuff and been like, hey, what's your imaginary friend look like?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm very curious what the creative process was for designing the ifs. Very, very curious.
Yeah. Like they especially like the cup of ice. Like,
yeah, what kind of kid? Yeah, what kind of kid has that for an if?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, are you shitting me?
Like, were you that thirsty?
And it's like in a shot glass too.
Yeah, like
superhero dog. Totally get it.
Yeah,
totally get superhero dog.
The freaking sunflower. Completely get that too.
Yep. What other ifs were there?
That unicorn.
Yeah, unicorn. Get that one.
I know you mentioned a spaceman, right?
Yeah, there's a spaceman. I get that one. The robot.
Yep.
Get it. The magician mouse. I like that one a lot.
Okay. Oh, here's one that I was just kind of. I mean, the kid must have been like super artistic. The one that like is painting when they first come to the retirement home, like that looks like a figure that you would if say you're an artist, you would like use to pose, like a little mini figure that they would have,
like the art teacher.
Yeah.
What
kind of like, okay, the kid must love art if he's gonna create that as their imaginary friend, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one I think makes a little bit of sense because it's like what's like a representation of an imaginary friend? A lot of times it could be a stuffed animal or just some like an action figure. Like I feel like a G.I. Joe could have easily been an if.
All right, good point. And Paramount owns the rights to that, so
true. So it's like I understand that because it's like, what if it's just some kid that got a hold of his parents' like art supplies and just kind of grew an attachment to the posing statue. Like that's how I kind of justified it.
I didn't think of that. I like that.
I'm looking at some of the others. Like there's an apple. There's a freaking Jello with a face. Like some of those, I'm just like, what the hell?
You know, John Krasinski put that in as a reference to that scene in The Office with the stapler and Jello.
Did he really?
No, I'm just kidding. If he did, though, that'd be hilarious.
Okay, I was like, okay, I am totally down for that. Like if that's
I
what
wouldn't be
he's going
shocked if
for,
he did.
yeah. And then the pink alligator, like like some of these, some of these make sense. Some of these make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
but
then there's blue.
Yeah, I think blue, the bubble, and the glass of water are the ones I have the most issues with.
The glass of water is the one that I have like the number one biggest problems with. The bubble I can excuse, and B, like not B, blue. I know he looks like Grimace, but you know what? I can definitely excuse that because if I was a kid, I completely understand. If I say that if I was a kid, I was a kid at one point. I can understand that being your imaginary friend, but a cup of water or a glass with one. It was just one single ice cube, right?
Yeah, just one single ice cube.
Yeah. No, what kind of kid creates that for their imaginary friend? Like how thirsty were you as a child? How much did you enjoy like drinking water or soda or juice or whatever? To be like, hey, you know what? That's my imaginary friend. A glass with one single ice cube in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just like looking to see if there were any other like imaginary friends that I had an issue with. There's a behind the scenes picture of John Krasinski holding a puppet for the unicorn.
Oh,
so I'm curious if that's the method that they took with all the other imaginary friends.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah,
or if that was just like a random selection.
This is definitely one that I can't wait to check out the special features and behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, John Krasinski did the voice for Marshmallow Man.
All right, that makes me happy.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I just found a page that like shows off all the other ones. Matt Damon was like the sunflower.
Jon Stewart shit, that was Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Maya Rudolph did the pink alligator. Jon Stewart was the robot.
Okay.
Sam Rockwell was the superhero dog.
Yeah, that was perfection.
Yeah. The magician mouse. Christopher Maloney did the detective, like the PI.
Oh,
which he was funny.
Yeah, that was good.
I liked him a lot. Yeah, Richard Jenkins was the art teacher. Awkwafina was the bubble. Blake Lively was the cat dressed as an octopus. George Clooney, spaceman. Matthew Reese as the ghost. Bradley Cooper was the ice. Amy Schumer was the gummy bear. Keegan-Michael Key was the slime. And that's all they had.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, so still I not quite deserving of a 10, and it's just because of the human characters.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Cube, right?
Huh?
And the ice cube, right?
And the ice cube. And the Grimace knockoff.
Yeah, he will never let that go.
Never. Not until they address it.
Or McDonald's sues them.
Yep. All right, last up we got our own personal scores. You want to take this one first?
Yeah, sure. I was shocked about how much I enjoyed this movie. Like from start to finish, I had a really good time. It has some very dark, mature themes for a kids movie, but you know what? I feel it pulls it off very well. all of the ifs are great, or the ones that we focus on. And you know what? It's really cool to see when we go into the retirement home. It's really cool to see all of the other ifs that they're trying to place into other kids' homes. But then, you know, towards the end, we find out that, you know, they just need to be reunited with their original kid. So that was really cool to see. And just, yeah, like I was really shocked about how much I enjoyed this movie. And kudos to John Krasinski for not only being able to do a good horror movie, but also a good kids movie, good family movie. So curious what he will add to his list next of what genre he wants to tackle. But you know, overall, I think I'm gonna be on 86.
I am actually a little bit lower than you on that one. I had a good time with this. Don't get me wrong. I just wasn't super impressed overall. It was good. Like it was definitely good. It was just slightly predictable. Like I said, it was a little slow at times. The times where there was like the imagination that was kind of going wild, that was super cool. Like I love that stuff, and I wish we would have gotten more of that. And I actually really liked the idea of the route that they were going, where like the rehousing imaginary friends. I thought that could have been really fun to do too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the route they took, it was good. It was pretty heartwarming, but I think that just kind of added to the whole slowness.
That's fair.
So, I mean, it worked out. It worked out, but I'm personally at an 80.
Okay.
With this one.
That's completely fair.
All right, but with that wraps up this week's breakdown. So going through these scores real quick. Starting off with story, we are sitting at an 82.5. The writing is sitting at an 84.5, so got a couple point boost. The acting is sitting at an 85. The character development is sitting at an 85.5. So we've just made like tiny little jumps up. And then effects took a little bit of a dive. It's sitting at an 82. The music is sitting at a 5 out of 10. The costumes are sitting at a 9 out of 10. And then our personal score ended up averaging out to an 83. So with that, the final All Bros letter grade for If has come out to a B-.
Okay. I'll take that.
I'll take that too. That's actually exactly where I would have felt it needed to go. But yeah. So it's one of our higher B- movies. It's actually 0.2% away from being a B.
Okay.
So yeah, not bad at all. So it is like our new number 2 B- movie.
Ooh, okay. What's our number 1?
Our number 1 is The Greatest Showman.
Okay. You know what? I like that. That's like a great placement for it.
Yeah. So just starting off. So If is sitting at an 82.81, which puts it below, like I said, The Greatest Showman. Moving into the B territory, it is sitting below Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
That's fair.
It is below Violent Night.
Fair.
Below Argyle.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it is below Wish.
I had to think for a minute what Wish was.
I am actually okay with that.
I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. I like barely. Dude, the more I think about Wish, the less I like it.
Dude, same.
Like, have you seen this shit about like the whole thing with the king actually being the victim in all this?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I freaking said that from the get-go.
Yeah, you
too. I told my wife, I'm like, dude, I don't know if the king was 100% wrong.
did. Yeah. I remember you bringing that up in the review.
Anyway, that's a completely different movie. Anyway, so If is sitting above the remake of Mulan.
Oh yeah, definitely agree with that.
It is above Gran Turismo.
Yeah, agree with that.
It is above Scream 6.
Yeah, agree with that.
It is above Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with that.
And it is above Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire.
I'm gonna agree with that too.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this is definitely one of our least controversial.
Yeah, seriously.
placements.
Love it.
Yeah, I do too. But all right. Well, that wraps up this week's breakdown. If you like this episode, want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all the places. You can also follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, like everywhere you can think of. We are at the All Bros. You can also check out our stuff on YouTube as well if you like the more video content. We do release videos for these episodes. And yeah, you can also check out our website, where you can find links to everything that we do, tinyurl.com/the All Bros. And yeah, so be sure to go check that out. So next week, we will be breaking down finally the Garfield movie. And spoiler alert, we're going to rip that movie to shreds.
Yes, we are. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's not a good movie.
No.
But we
No,
are
it's not.
going to be talking about it. So you guys can look forward to that next week. But until then, this has been the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
No. Excuse me.